Our top stories tonight: drilling operations in the Lily mine rescue have been delayed. A dramatic police chase in Durban ends badly for the suspects. This is eNEWS Direct Weekend Edition. Good evening, I'm Amy McIver.
And I'm Benito Begattini. You can comment on any of our stories by following us on Facebook and Twitter at eNEWS Direct.
Or you can check our content on our website at enca.com/direct. Drilling operations at the Lily mine in Mpumalanga have been delayed. Operations to create an alternative exit route started yesterday. 3 workers have been trapped underground for over 2 weeks now. The mine's spokesperson explains the reasons for the latest delay.
There's a couple of teething problems that you always have to deal with. And this is one of those. Of course, we wouldn't have wanted the drill to stop working, the drill head. There's a problem with the drill head. That's not the first option. The first option is that everything would go exactly right from the start, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But they know what's wrong with it and they're busy fixing it, and we are hoping that within the next couple of hours we will start drilling again and that we will be able to make up for the lost time.
A dramatic police chase in Durban has been captured on their dashboard camera. The dog unit pounced on 5 suspects allegedly targeting local businesses. They tried to make a high-speed escape, but crashed.
Warrant Officer Ryan Charlton and his partner are out hunting a gang they've been after for months. They come across a business that's just been hit. With minimal information, they set off. Searching. And just when it seems the suspects have slipped away yet again, luck is on their side. They give chase, but the driver tries to get away, swerving recklessly into oncoming traffic. It all comes to an abrupt halt. At the point when the camera switches off, all 5 suspects allegedly abandoned their car and ran away. But with the aid of police dogs, 2 of them are soon arrested. Stolen equipment, along with an assortment of tools, was found in the car, which had been hijacked.
We've been trying to link the suspect to other robberies that were committed in and around Durban, and also the housebreaking cases. We've been receiving the cases where the computers were stolen at the schools.
The pair are expected to appear in court on Monday. Desantathia, Durban.
The National Defence Force is being equipped to become more versatile in peacekeeping missions in Africa. The African Union has resolved to rid the continent of guns and other weapons by 2020. Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Jacob Zuma, says South Africa will play its part in ending conflict on the continent. He was speaking at Armed Forces Day in honour of those serving in the military.
Remembering sacrifices made in the past. At a memorial site in New Brighton, President Jacob Zuma honoured the 646 South African troops who drowned during World War I. They were aboard the SS Mendi when it collided with a cargo ship in the English Channel on this day in 1917. A 21-gun salute, followed by a flyby, marked the official start of Armed Forces Day. Mandela medals were presented to those who served the former president while he was sick and after his death. In his speech, President Jacob Zuma said the military is being fine-tuned to cope with escalating hostilities on the continent.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may now applaud the recipients.
The newly completed Defense Review 2014, which is now ready for implementation, speaks to a modern defense force with a modern soldier and maps out the direction defense will be taking for the next 30 years.
Zuma was thin on details, saying only that armed forces must become light and mobile and capable of being deployed over considerable distances in remote areas. In a show of might, over 1,000 troops paraded along Port Elizabeth's beachfront, while special forces demonstrated their prowess. Zuma said South Africa is already playing a meaningful role in achieving the African Union's resolution of silencing all guns on the continent by 2020. Sandy McCowan, Port Elizabeth, Eastern Cape.
COSATU has described a court challenge against the Labour Relations Act as an attack on the working class. The Free Market Foundation will take on the Union Federation, the Labour Ministry and 23 bargaining councils. It wants the court to amend a section of the Labour Relations Act. The foundation blames it for job losses in the country.
Unions and employers meet at the bargaining council to negotiate workers' salaries and terms of employment. But the whole system is now being placed under the spotlight. The Free Market Foundation is challenging Section 32(2) of the Labour Relations Act, which says the Labour Minister must extend collective agreements to all parties, including those not at the negotiating table. The Free Market Foundation will argue that the Labour Relations Act in its current form is biased against small businesses which are struggling, and this will result in job cuts.
It's making it impossible for small business to do business, and it's pushing them out of business. It is giving big business an advantage, and it is eliminating any opposition and competition.
COSATU has slammed the court challenge, arguing that it is an attack on the working class and it only serves to advance the interest of white capital.
There is no way in which we'll allow a situation where we can't bargain for salaries for the conditions of our employment. So their argument is neither here nor there.
COSATU is adamant the court bid is political.
It is just a neoliberal policy that says each and every employer must be able to decide as an individual. So we are basically creating a two-labor system, which is against the spirit and the letter of the Constitution, which is against the spirit and the letter of the Labour Relations Act in South Africa.
The Federation plans to picket outside the High Court. Leranzo Temba, Johannesburg.
Candidates have wrapped up their campaigns for by-elections in the Tlokwe municipality in the northwest. They've been rallying all weekend ahead of the vote on Wednesday. 7 wards head to the polls after the Constitutional Court ruled a 2013 vote neither free nor fair. ANC Treasurer Zweli Mkhize has this morning addressed members of the Roman Catholic Church. He told prospective ward councillors to prioritise the needs of the community and warned them against corruption. The Independent Electoral Commission has promised that Wednesday's vote will be above board. Moving to news from around the world now, one of the most powerful storms recorded in the southern hemisphere has torn through Fiji. Cyclone Winston brought winds of over 320 kilometers an hour, torrential rains and waves of up to 12 meters. Entire villages have been flattened and at least 5 people killed. The government has imposed a nationwide curfew and a 30-day state of national disaster. Twin bomb blasts in the Syrian city of Homs have killed at least 46 people. The force of the explosions ripped off shop fronts and destroyed vehicles. The blasts have been described as the biggest to hit the government-held city during the 5-year civil war. And parliamentary and presidential elections are underway in Niger. President Mahamadou Issoufou is hoping to secure a second term in office. His main rival, Hama Amadou, failed to campaign as he's in prison for alleged human trafficking. If no candidate gets an outright majority, runoff elections will take place next month. And for more on these stories and others, you can go to enca.com/direct or follow us on Twitter and Facebook at eNEWS Direct. After the break, a Marula Fruit Festival that's opening big opportunities for a rural KwaZulu-Natal community.
Welcome to the Weather Center. Over the past 24 hours, we had very active weather going on across eastern South Africa. And if we zoom in, you can clearly make out the very big storm systems that popped up this afternoon over parts of Limpopo and Mpumalanga. We also have this cold front behind it, a lot of rain-bearing clouds creeping into much of KwaZulu-Natal. Now, here's a summary of how your Monday is going to look like. It's going to be mostly cloudy with light rain for the southeastern parts of the Eastern Cape and the southern parts of KwaZulu-Natal. Isolated thunder showers will persist across the northeastern provinces. It's going to be partly cloudy and dry for the bulk of the northwest and the northern areas of the Northern Cape, but the rest of South Africa is going to be mostly sunny and hot in most places. Now, here's a closer look at the weather in your areas, and we start with KwaZulu-Natal as usual. Thunderstorms will persist across much of the central and northern areas. Light rain along the coastal areas, and temperatures are going to improve significantly across the province. We're expecting mostly sunny skies across much of the Eastern Cape province, and light rain is going to persist for Port St. John's and Mthatha. Thunder showers are forecast around Matatiele. It's going to be mostly sunny as well for the bulk of the Western Cape. A bit of cloud for the South Coast. Cape Town and Langaban will warm up to around 27 degrees. We are going to see a lot of high-level cloud covering much of the Northern Cape. Abington and Priska warming to 35, 33 for the highs in Postmasburg and Kimberley. High-level cloud is also going to creep into the western parts of the Free State. Thunder showers will persist around Harrismith. Bloemfontein should warm up to around 31, the same for Velcom. We are also going to stay with thunder showers around Potchefstroom, Rustenburg and Zeerust. It's going to stay dry for Mahikeng with a high of around 36 degrees. Unsettled weather continues across much of Limpopo, pushing further north into Musina, where a sizzling 38 is forecast for the top temperature. It's going to stay stormy as well for the Mpumalanga province, Mbombela warming to around 27. Thunder showers continue for Gauteng, Johannesburg and Soweto warming to around 32 degrees. On Tuesday, we are going to have unsettled weather across northeastern South Africa. It's going to be mostly sunny and warm to hot over the southern areas. Then on Wednesday, thunderstorms are forecast across the bulk of South Africa.
Here's a recap of your top stories this Sunday evening. Drilling operations in the Lily Mine rescue have been delayed. A dramatic police chase in Durban ends badly for the suspects. Well, that's a wrap from the eNEWS Direct team for the weekend.
Up next is How I Met Your Mother.
To share your views, you can send an email to enewsdirect@etv.co.za.
Or chat to us on Twitter and Facebook @eNEWS Direct.
Till next time, take care and good night.